Before I start this review, I have a new set right now. I'm working on a new set, and it's very rough, but it's better than what I used to have. So, we'll be changing a lot of camera angles and a lot of stuff on the shelves and in the background. Got posters back there, but yeah, that's what's going on right here. An American Pickle is directed by Brandon Trost. It's his feature directorial debut. He has done a lot of cinematography work with Seth Rogan in the past, and yeah, this is his first time directing a feature film. And it stars Seth Rogan, and he plays two main characters in this film, that of both Herschel and Ben Greenbaum. Herschel Greenbaum is Ben Greenbaum's great grandfather. He was a Jewish American immigrant in the late 1800s who had a life. He had wants and ambitions. He was married, and he wanted the American dream. He wanted the Greenbaum name to be a successful name. Well, as luck would have it, he got a job at a pickle factory and accidentally was brined for 100 years. This is a crazy, crazy movie premise. We don't see, I mean, we do see crazy movie premises like this, but I haven't seen one like this in a long time. In regards to the comedy in this film, it is a very silly, over the top, fish out of water, wacky scenario type of film, but it's also equally very, very bleak. It's does not shy away from very bleak and dark things as well. It's also insanely satirical. There's a lot of really clever uses of like social political commentary at the particularly in the end of the second and third act. Very awesome mix of different comedy styles here. And Seth Rogen really does a great performance with both of these two characters. I feel like Herschel Greenbaum may be the stronger of the two characters. He's the one that I sympathize with the most, anyway. Herschel is a very endearing character. You really want to see this guy succeed. He just wants to make pickle factory. He wants to make pickle. He just want to make pickle business. He want to be successful. Yeah, Herschel. And yeah, you're just with him every step of the way, wanting him to succeed. Most of the time, anyway. Herschel, in my mind, is what I would think of if Tevye from Fiddler on the Roof was transported into 2020. He has such a strong sense of ambition and tradition and keeping the Jewish faith that ultimately, in the story of Fiddler on the Roof, is slowly and slowly dissipated through his kids and the younger generations. That yeah, they start to lose a lot of the things that he values. And I feel like the dynamic between Herschel and Ben is very similar in that manner, but it's drastically amplified. Very interesting stuff. Ben, for the most part, is basically a accurate representation on paper of the world we live in today, anyway. It's a very stark comparison between both Herschel and Ben. And yeah, very, very contrasting lifestyles and morals. And it explores both of those things very, very well between these two characters individually. Ben can also be somewhat of endearing of a character, but he ends up being a little bit more unlikable than I would have liked him to be. There's some plot elements that are introduced about after the first act that I'm kind of divided on. Some of the story elements pit the two characters against each other in a way that felt a little bit too fabricated and toxic in that nature. You see full character arcs anyway, but it kind of feels a little bit tacked on. But yeah, like I said, at times the dynamic between the two characters can feel really heartfelt, and it's very, very emotionally fulfilling. And then at other times it feels very frustrating. But I feel like it will improve a lot better on second watch. And once you actually feel and know what this film is, I feel like you'll be a lot more accepting of it on second watch, as I feel I will be. Lastly, I totally would have seen this movie in a theater. I'm very sad that I didn't get to. I really hope that these low to mid budget comedies don't become a straight to home media thing from now on. I really want to see movies like this in a theater, movies like this and The King of Staten Island and Palm Springs, which I almost reviewed. Yeah, I want to see those movies in a theater. Come on. Movies are way funnier with an audience, okay? And I feel like this movie would heavily benefit from that. But yeah, I do solidly recommend this film. If you have HBO Max, it is on that, and hopefully it'll be on physical media. I would totally buy it on physical media. Maybe you can rent it someday. I give American Pickle a B, a solid B. Yes. God, I'm really bad at impressions, you guys. I'm sorry. All right. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I should have some new reviews pretty soon. I think this month is going to be the month that things come back. Fingers crossed. There's a lot of great potential, and besides, there's going to be some good VOD releases anyway this month, hopefully, that are worth talking about. And I'll definitely have Blu-ray collection updates coming soon. And yeah, have a nice one.